Hello everyone and welcome to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn Live, wherever this is going out. Who knows, but certainly on Facebook Live. Welcome, Working Lunch with Liam, another one of these fantastic half an hour sessions during lockdown to talk about industry, somebody in the or local business in the local area who's doing some brilliant stuff. And it's just a little bit of entertainment on a Monday and Wednesday afternoon. We're back now full time with a bang, and this will be coming to you every Monday and Wednesday until lockdown is officially over. Now, my guest today is the managing director, the owner, the controller of a fantastic HR company called Cube HR. It's Lisa Sourbutts. I'll bring her on now. Hopefully my screen will work. Good afternoon. Good morning, Lisa.
Hi, Liam. Good to see you.
Hello. Hi, you all right?
I'm amazing, thanks. Yeah, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm still there, trying to get half my face to work, but I'm all right. So,
good.
First
strong
question,
beard still strong, Liam.
It
oh,
needs a
look
chop.
at that.
Needs a chop. 13 weeks and nothing doing to it.
Wow.
But there we go. Thank you for that compliment. First question, where are you and what can you see?
I am in my office at home in Loughclough, and I can see the beautiful hills of the valley outside of my window. It's a little bit raining, but I can see all the sheep and the little lambs. It's just beautiful.
Very good. Because are you kind of Burnley Pendle originally?
Yes, so I grew up in Nelson. My parents still live in the house that I grew up in, actually.
Wow.
And I went to Fishermore in Colne. Travelled the world for 3 years. You'll see the map behind me. Absolutely travel, but visas run out eventually, don't they? So we came back, moved to Briarcliff when we came back. Lived 5 years there, and then moved to Loughclough. Been here nearly 11 years.
Beautiful place as well. Yeah, it's a great place up there. Great place. And of course, we're both Fisher morons, as they call them. Locally.
Yes, so, yeah.
Very good. Right, so let's go right back to the beginning. Where did this idea for Cube HR come from? You know, take us back as to right from where it started.
Okay, so when I came back from travelling, I got my first job in HR in 2004 with a care company, recruiting care workers and doing the HR for them, and put myself through my CRPD, so that's the Chartered Institute Personnel Development. Went and did my masters, swore I'd never study again, and now I'm halfway through an MBA, but hey ho. And moved career to different companies during my HR career. And my last role was with a very big, large international corporate company. And we got a new MD in January 2017. I was really excited, but unfortunately her values didn't align with mine. Okay. She wanted to tell people what to do rather than involve them. And then over the next 6 months, there were just various different challenges that I just didn't feel people were put first. And I've dedicated my life to doing that. So I decided to leave. Really brave move, no job to go to. But I was confident I'd find something, and I had 3 months notice. So I thought, just go for it. Anyway, when I was in that 3 months notice period and I was pulling my CV together, people kept saying to me, "You're really good at what you do, Lisa. Have you ever thought about setting up on your own?" And I hadn't. It had never entered my head. But that many people said it to me, I thought maybe there's something in this. So me and my husband sat down and did some sums, and it was like, right, you know, you can afford to be rubbish for a year basically, and if nothing's happening after a year, you probably need to go and get another job. And yeah, the rest is history, really. I mean, here I still am, 2.5 years later, with a really good business.
You seem to have taken to it as well, like a duck to water. Like you were always meant to be a business leader in business. You know, that obviously is that surprised you, or you know, looking back now, you think, well, I was acquiring all them skills all them years for this role?
I think given that I've always worked with people and I've always wanted people to be put first, I practice what I preach. So whenever I've managed people before, whether it be managers that I'm helping with their HR needs or my own team, I've always treated them as I'd want to be treated, and spoken to them. I'm dead straight, you know that about me, Liam. You know, I call a spade a spade, and I think a lot of people like that about me. And when I set up, I think, you know, I suppose the light bulb moment for me one of the clients that I had referred me to one of their clients, and when that potential client phoned up, they were like, "Oh, such a body's told me I need to speak to you. They've said this, that, and the other about you, and you're amazing, you're fantastic." And I was like, "Oh, right, okay, that's nice." And then it kept happening again, and I suppose there is a dawning realization that, oh wow, you know, we've got something special here. And my old teams that I'm still in touch with, they all keep saying, "When can we come and work with you at Cube? You know, we love working with you." And I always say that. I never say working for me. Even my team now, like if they ever call me the boss, I'm like, "Don't say that. We're a team. You know, you're working with me, not for me. It's just who I am."
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, normally the people element of a business is the main challenge. You know, handling people and the HR side of it is a real challenge for people. You've got that already sorted, being in that profession. So, what are the other challenges you think then outside of that you face? What's the more difficult side of business that you don't like dealing with, and or you find it a little bit more challenging than others?
The only thing that I find challenging is time. Like, I love a challenge. I get bored really easily. So if I can't be doing with stuff just ticking along, I've got to be like, right, what's next? How can we improve things? And then it just comes down to a time factor. You know, you'll be the same, Liam. Your head is full of all these amazing ideas. My whiteboard is just full of stuff that I want to do. And it's just a time thing, and especially at the moment with all the challenges in the economy, and you can imagine how busy we currently are with giving that advice. So it is just getting the time. But everything else, I'm really resilient. I don't get stressed, and if something is a challenge, I'm just like, bring it on. We'll get through it. You know, I've survived 100% of my worst days ever, so I think that's a pretty good success rate.
So well, absolutely. So what's the tactic then? Everyone has different tactics for dealing with problems and work and things, and some people say, the old adage, eat the frog, get it done first thing. How do you tend to face them? Because you'll have more difficult challenges than most, because people, as I say, are a challenge when you're representing a company or you're doing it yourself. So how do you prioritize that?
So I've actually got the book, Eat That Frog, and you can't see, but up on my whiteboard, I have today's frogs and this week's frogs. I just get them done. You know, Lawrence, my business coach, he's one of the people that he gave me that book, and I just do it. But I've always been like that. I've always been. Don't worry about things that you can't change, because you can't change them. So, and if something's like, oh, I really don't want to do that, just do it, because then that feeling has gone. You've got it done. It's off the pad. And the rest of your day is a breeze, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I didn't realise that you did it that way. That was genuinely, I thought, well, how do you do it? Well, right, that's fantastic.
No, just get it done. Eat that frog. Just get it done.
And that's got to be it's got to become a habit, hasn't it? You do it once, you do it twice, and you eventually just do that. That's how you work.
It took me a while. Because I think, like most people, I used to be a task avoider. So if there was something I really didn't want to do, or it didn't interest me, or I didn't find it that exciting, I'd put it off. So sometimes my frogs aren't necessarily stuff that are going to be hard. It might be something that doesn't challenge me, and I'm like, oh, that can wait. And I get to a point, I'm like, you've said that can wait far too many times, Lisa. Just eat the frog, get it done. It's hard.
Yeah, it is absolutely right. I do like. I mean, I avoid it completely. To be honest with you, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm the other way around. I'll try and eat the frog last thing at night. But there we go. I need to learn. Yeah, it's an interesting point that you made about in terms of coaching or looking up to somebody who's been there and done that before. How much of your development as a business owner and Cube been down to listening to people who know more about things than you do?
Yeah, a lot of it, I suppose. So I think we can all, if everybody closed their eyes now, everyone will be able to think of the best manager that they've ever had in their life and their worst manager, and what I try to do, and how I even advise clients is I use those examples. So we'll all be able to go, God, I had this manager who did this, and it was just dreadful and it was awful and nobody likes that person. And then we've all had that manager who inspired them, who motivated them. So it's having that hybrid between, let's take the good bits from there and the bad bits from there and make sure we never do that. And we've ended up with this model of excellence, I'd call it, and I have learned a lot from different people, and continue to, Liam. You know, every day is a school day, isn't it? Still,
Always.
it's I'm absolutely amazed by the talent and the different thought processes as well. We all look at life through a different lens, don't we? And we're all at a different chapter in our life. And just learning from each other and each other's experiences is something that I love it. I thrive off it.
Brilliant. Yeah, and that absolutely comes across. I am sure, though, looking back 14 weeks, whenever the proverbial hit the fan, I'm sure you will have had two thought processes, the same as everybody else. Oh, crap, what's going to happen? Second of all, actually, this is an opportunity here for our business to develop. So go back 14 weeks, where was your mind at that point when you said, right, that's it, everyone, we're locking down?
Yeah, I think it was slightly different for us because of what we do as an industry. Our call volumes and everything went through the roof. So when we first started hearing about lockdown and everything, we were getting calls about, oh my God, I'm going to have to make everybody redundant. What do I do with these people? I've not got the right to lay off in my contract or my handbook. And then Rishi came and gave us furlough, and all was saved. So then we were getting inundated with furlough calls, and we actually took great pride in that, because everybody that was ringing us started with, I've got your number off such a person, which was brilliant for us. And what we did, we helped over 60 businesses free of charge when this came out, because we wanted to do our bit. What else could we do? We wanted to play our part in helping, and we just thought the more businesses that we can help do the right thing and survive this, the more businesses there are for us to go and eat at, do business with, keep it local. It was really, really odd for us. We didn't have time, Liam, to think about anything else. If I'm honest, it was just help people. And then time became a factor again. There was this one day, I think I took about 79 calls, and I'd missed, when you have the red ones on your phone, calls you've missed. And I felt really guilty. I was like, oh my God, all these people that I've not been able to help to the day after, bringing them all back. Sorry, you couldn't get me yesterday. It was a mental time right at the start. Absolutely mental. But took great pride in the fact that we helped so many people.
And that's fantastic. I mean, how do you, even before the last 14 weeks, how do you then manage your time? Are you you say task orientated, you block it out, you say, right, I'm doing 8 till 5 every day, or because you've got family life as well. So how does everything interact with each other? How do you work that diary?
Yeah, it's been hard because, I have a 6-year-old daughter who was off school for a significant period of that time as well. So as well as playing, mum, teacher, wife, pet owner, because the pets still need looking after, business owner, it was really difficult. So structure is really important at home, and because me and my husband were both working at home, we had to take it in turns to use the office. So one of us would sit at the dining room table and one of us would lock ourselves away in the office. So that was always your more productive day, because you didn't get, Mummy, what shall I do now? Mummy, I'm hungry. Mummy, what shall I do next? I don't want to do my homework, Mummy. So we're also very lucky that we have got the best clients. Like, our clients are just absolutely fantastic. One of our USPs is that you get a dedicated person that looks after you. So my clients know me inside out. I know them inside out. The rest of the team, their clients know them inside out. So we were all saying, like, oh my God, like, what's it like for you at home? Oh God, yeah, I've got 6 kids at home with me trying to do it. It's like, what? So we were kind of all in the same boat. But structure I found to be really, really important.
I mean, because you've always been an advocate of working remotely. I know you have you work a lot at home, but you work out at different places. So you didn't actually have a culture shock with saying, right, we can't go into the office anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've always been the kind of person that I say to my team, look, if you want to go and get your hair done at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday, go and get your hair done at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday, because we're the type of business that if something kicks off for a client at 7 o'clock at night, they're probably going to want to ring you. So it's having that flexibility, and I've always been like that. All my team have got the option to either work from home, or I'll buy them a pass to a co-working space in their area. and it's up to them really. You know, I have a level of expectation. You know, we all work flipping hard. They work really hard. They're amazing. I'm so lucky to have such a good team. But they do, and in return from me, they get that level of flexibility. You know, they don't have to ask. I don't need to know. You know, it's trust. That's what it is. I trust them to do the job, and I trust them that if they need to take time out for whatever they need to take time out, you know, they don't need to check with me.
Absolutely brilliant. There'll be people watching this, whether it's now or whether it's later on business pages that we share it on, and they will be business owners, and they'll be in the middle of the mud at the minute, the pond, with all things going around there. I mean, so just give me your reactions on the furlough system and how that's going to work out for a lot of employers in the next few months. They're coming out of it, trying to encourage, because a lot of it is encouraging employees to come back to work. There is cases where they're not wanting to. So how's that going to work out for them?
So I mean, they are in the minority. I've actually put a post on LinkedIn about it on Friday that's had 250,000 views, which I'm absolutely flabbergasted with. It's amazing reach, and people saying that I'm lying or I'm stupid to think that people don't want to come back to work. I don't lie. These are real cases that we've had now where there are individuals that are worried that they're going to catch it, that they've got childcare issues, that they're with somebody who is shielding, they don't want to get the bus or whatever. They're genuine concerns. We need to help these people. And that, you know, the majority of people who don't want to come back do fall into that category. But unfortunately, there are a lot of people who are like, I've really enjoyed sitting at home on 80%, treated it as a bit of a holiday, you know, don't want to come in because pubs are opening. I want to go out for a week on the lash or whatever. Now, you know, they are a minority, but it is happening. Flexible furlough starts today. Woohoo! So that's fantastic. Really good news for us. Really good news for the economy. I know a lot of my friends that have been furloughed are going back today flexibly, so I'm over the moon. But it's still confusing. So people are saying, do they have to, if we bring them back in, do they have to go back off for 3 weeks? What's this new 7-day period that they're talking about? And really simply, from today, they can be on and off furlough as you want. Ignore the 7 days and ignore the 3 weeks. That 7 days is when you make your claim to HMRC. You can't claim less than 7 days. It doesn't mean they have to be in or out for 7 days. So if you need them in for a day, get them in. If you need them in for a week, get them in, and they can go on and off. Just make sure that you agree with them and confirm it in writing. So, I mean, if people are still like, what the heck did she just say? Just reach out, you know, we'll help. We're also really encouraging employers, don't just bring people back and pretend nothing's happened. Take some time to have return to work meetings, whether you do it as a group or individually as well. So people are worried. Workplaces look different because we're sat 1 metre or 2 metres apart. Some people are having to wear PPE at work. So we need to talk to them. What are you worried about at work? What have you missed about work? How can we help you, support you, come back? What have you enjoyed about furlough? Because it's a really important question to ask. A lot of people have loved not having the commute. A lot of people have loved having the tea or dinner, depending on where you live. It's tea, having your tea with a family. You know, so can we look at encouraging a bit more of that? Do we need to be back in the office full time? You know, we've got clients who want people back in the office full time because they don't feel like they have the control if they're at home. So there's lots of challenges to work through, and that's just the furlough piece and bringing people back. But what if the implications are longer term and people are like, cracky, I think I'm going to have to change people's contracts, might have to ask them to reduce hours on a permanent basis, pay, contract variations. There's a whole other piece of legislation around that needs looking at. And then we've got restructures and unfortunately redundancies as well, Liam. It's coming. I mean, furlough has protected a lot of roles and that's fantastic. But we are still going to see a lot of redundancies. I think we'll see the peak around end of August, September time. So yeah, it's a minefield. So if people need help, reach out, you know, don't get caught out doing things wrong.
Because there's going to be some tough decisions to be made. Hopefully not many tough decisions, but there is going to be some tough decisions. But the right thing has to be make them decisions and make the decisions right and do the process right, rather than try and fudge it yourself, because you could, as an employer, land yourself in a lot of hot water
You could.
by doing it wrong rather than doing the wrong thing right. You know, you can understand.
Yeah. And most people don't want to do it wrong, Liam. They want to get it right. But, you know, there are set legal processes and things that you have to do at each point that's important. And just missing out one of those could land you in, you know, not when you're not even meaning to, you're not trying to do something wrong. It just happens that you do. So just be careful.
So on looking at the future, you're an optimistic person, but are you optimistic? Is the glass half full or half empty with where the economy is looking? In you're a business person. Where it's looking in the next year, couple of years?
I think we've got a glass, so that's a start. You know, I'm always a half full person, because that means that there's room for more as well. So I like to think that people are adapting. We're seeing our clients that have adapted and everything, and I think that where they've got engaged staff, where they've got people who really are part of that team and that thriving and helping customers, I think they'll be okay. Yes, there's going to be some changes. There are going to be some casualties. I think this year's going to be tough. I think moving into next year, I hope that we'll start to see the recovery. Even if we just look at the stock market and what that's doing at the moment, we had this massive crash, but if you look at what that's doing already, it's really positive to see. And if you compare that to where we've dipped in previous years, are we coming out of it quicker? Initial things, sure. Not sure we'll be able to give a definitive answer until the end of the furlough scheme, because I do still think it's putting a mask on it. So it's so difficult to say.
So and then that leads on to the future for Cube. You've had a very good lockdown, which is great, and that should be celebrated.
We've the last couple of weeks we've had more inquiries than we've ever had, and a really interesting thing for us. Historically, our clients have been people who've never had HR before, and something's happened, and then they think, oh gosh, I need it. But more and more, we're seeing a lot of people come to us who already have it, but they've not been happy with the provider, and they've heard about us. And our personal service, and the fact that there's no call centres with us. You get your person's mobile number, so you've got that. You're not pressing 1 for this or 2 for this. You're straight through. So the future, it's looking good for us. We've got somebody new starting with us on Monday, which is really exciting. One of our clients, bless them, has actually lent us their boardroom because it's huge, so that we can socially distance for an induction with our new person, because we've not met her face to face yet. We've done it all over video calls and things. It's likely that we'll be going for somebody else by the end of this year as well. So it's really exciting times for us.
Brilliant. If I know one thing about you, you're one for a story, Lisa. So it put you on the spot. Give us a story, no names, no nothing. Can you do that about something that was slightly unusual, an unusual case, even in your past life that you dealt with HR? Because you've got some brilliant tales, I have to say. I
have got some really good tales.
Can you say anything? I don't know.
The ghost one's always pretty memorable. So client phoned up saying that their employee couldn't come into work that day. Well, they actually phoned up to say an employee's hit our absence trigger point, so we probably need to go for a disciplinary hearing. So I always ask, can you just tell us what they've been absent with, because you want to make sure it's nothing related to a disability where they might need some extra support. No, so this absence was because she was too busy having sex with a ghost.
I love it.
Honestly, so obviously the question I asked was, okay, could she not have done this outside of work's time? Does she need any help with a mental well-being that she feels, because it was so real to her. It was very real to her. So that was quite an interesting one.
Awesome. That is the dog ate my homework. I that's fantastic. So you built your business around referrals. You built your business around networking as well, because I know you're a member of kind of the chamber and other bits of network. How important is networking and referrals for your business?
Okay, so I would say that 80% of our business is through referrals, whether that's via our networking groups that we're in, or whether it's through clients or friends or whatever. So yeah, if we took that away, we wouldn't really have a business, would we? It'd be a lot smaller. It'd be a lot smaller than it was. And I think you know that I'm in BNI. I've been in BNI for 18 months. I've been in other networking groups, and it's not just about the referrals. Like, I've met so many amazing people that have introduced me to other people. They've become my friends, I've become really good friends as well, go on nights out with them. So networking to me has brought a lot. I was quite poorly earlier this year, and I had to have major surgery, and I was out of action for 6 weeks. I mean, not that any of my clients would know, because they still got looked after. But my network, I can't tell you the amount of messages, flowers, gin, prosecco that I got sent. And to me, it just shows that the network is much more than business. It's a true support mechanism. And times like this, I mean, crikey, we all need, well, I was going to say put our arms around each other, but we're not allowed. But you know what I mean? We need our support more than ever, don't we, at the moment?
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. We need people who we can talk to and bend an ear. So I suppose last couple of points is, where can people go to find out more about Cube, about your services, and what are you looking for in terms of a referral? Who are you looking to work with? What type of business, etc.
Yeah, www.cubehr.co.uk is our website. Tells you more about us, tells you a little bit about, we're not just your average HR service. We're not this template churning, service where, here's a letter, crack on. If that's what you want, we can do that. But we look through the whole employee life experience. So we'll look at how you recruit, how you onboard, performance, reward, recognition, motivation, all that good stuff. So it's all on the website. We've got some client testimonials on there as well. And we also have, we're second in the UK for HR service on Trustpilot. So, and number one is a massive UK organisation. So, boom. And we've got the same score. The only reason that they are ranked number one is because they've got more volume, because they are a lot bigger than us. So, very proud of that. So, take a look at that. In terms of clients that we want to work with, we want to work with people that put the people first. Like, I know it's a cliche, and Richard Branson said, happy employees make happy customers. It is so true. Our clients that invest that time and work with a HR provider like us to go through that experience journey, they get vacancies. They've a queue of people lining up to go and work there. So if you're the kind of company that really care about your people, you want to be best in class, you want to win awards, our clients win awards, then we're the company for you.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Half an hour goes very quickly when you're on these. I really appreciate your time. Thanks. What you doing for the rest of the day? What you're doing for the rest of the day? What's your plans? Get your head down in work?
Yeah, a lot of I've been on calls all morning, so I actually need to prep some redundancy documentation now for a client. So, so that'll be me for the rest of the day.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. And
no worries. Thanks for having me, Liam.
Very soon. And great. See you soon.
Thanks, Liam. See ya. Bye.